This is Trace Cornell. Welcome to video part 3, 7 secrets that will transform your life right now. I'm going to turn it over to Mark.
All right, number 3, and this was huge for me. This was huge for me. The $1 Million Day philosophy. And this has literally become a movement. And Vince, I don't know how many, as a network, my initial goal when I came up with this idea to make this actually a course was to clear 500 years of procrastination worldwide. I literally think we're probably around 50,000 to 100,000 years of collective procrastination. I mean, and here's what this was, my friends. This is what happened. I literally asked myself if $1 million investor was secretly watching me every day. Now, I asked myself this before I had made $1 million in a day. I had asked myself long before I had made any money, but I said, if $1 million investor was secretly watching me every day, would he invest $1 million in Hoverson? Period. Watches me and says, you know what, those habits, that level of determination, that's $1 million investment. Now, it's comical now because, let's say he did that or something. I don't know what I quit counting, but, we're probably getting close to 20 million that, little farm boy from North Dakota, starting in a trailer, has generated online or co-generated or led or whatever. But I literally asked myself, $1 million investor was secretly watching me every day. Not once, not he wouldn't pop in and look for 15 minutes and say, oh, look at him, he's reading Tony Robbins, I'm going to bet the farm on this kid. No, if he watched how the level of determination, the level of commitment, that would be worth it. My other thing was I created a to-do list, and I asked myself, literally, it was everything in my life. See, I didn't really just want a money change. I wanted a whole life change. I wanted to reset the whole game. And so I scraped through my entire life with my health issues, with my garage, with my car, with my legal stuff, with my bills, with my taxes, with everything. And I went through and I created an exhaustive to-do list of everything that I was procrastinating on. Everything. And I had no mercy on myself. And I made this huge list. I kept writing and writing and writing and writing. And I thought of literally everything I could possibly think of. I owed Jonathan $20. I borrowed it from him 2 years ago. It's been on my mind. I haven't paid him back. That person in high school that I was a dick to, I wanted to call and just apologize. Like stuff that's been on my mind for years. Everything. I made a huge list, and then I asked myself, if someone said they would give me, now I'm telling you, this created a movement that is the core of what's happening here right now. But I said, if somebody said they would give me $1 million, $1 million cash, if I completed that list in 24 hours, could I get that entire list, my entire life wiped out? All the procrastination possible. Could I get it wiped out in 24 hours, meaning I wouldn't sleep? I started pulling all-nighters. I started looking at college kids saying, well, how come they're pulling all-nighters for their dreams, but none of my adult friends are? I would literally, I remember, Vince, and you're doing it right now, so I've done this once. I'm at 7:30 a.m. I've worked all night, and I didn't wake up at 2 p.m. I woke up at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., and I worked all day, and it was 7:30 a.m. the next day, and I said, you know what? It's probably time I go eat something. Because I literally worked so hard, I collapsed so much time, and I've generated lifetimes of wealth because of it. Now, I don't do it every day. I don't pull all-nighters that much anymore. It's rare, but it does still happen. When we made $3.4 million, Jonathan Budd and I, in a 10-day period, we went for 30 days of about 16 hours a day, okay? And I didn't mind that because I didn't work really for about the next 8 months. But my point was we knew we had a winner. But I said if I could wipe out this whole list in 24 hours, if someone gave me $1 million, could I get it done? Could I get it done? And I realized that I could. And I started to live daily with the $1 million a day thing, meaning nothing was not going to get done. I was going to get everything. I was going to do it now, do it now, do it now, do it now. And I wiped out so much procrastination that what happened was, instead of living, see, here's how it is, my friends. And this is, and again, this is just as candid as I know how to be. Until you completely are living outside of your past, you have to shake off your past. You have to shake it off. You have to rewrite it. You have to relearn it. And here's the thing. Your body is literally physically, emotionally, electrically tied to things that are undone, that you feel you should be doing, or you should have done, or that are undone, or that, and they're literally tied and chained to that, almost like anchors in you. And here's what happens. Until you wipe out every one of them, well, not every one of them, as you learn to wipe out every one of them, literally, these chains start disappearing. And the books that you thought you could write in your mind, they show up. The ideas that everybody's probably had $1 million idea. But what happens is, instead of the psychic energy and the spiritual energy of your life laced with guilt and undone and burden and all these things, realizing your potential's wasted, like I said, gifts in the garbage. Once you get rid of that stuff, and that's the $1 million a day concept that we really started the company on, guess what your mind can now do? It can now move into the future. It can now move into your dreams. It can now move into planning. It can now move into the future. You know, your kids are future. It can now move into literally becoming a professional memory maker. I literally now, because I've cleaned out so much of this crap, it was through the $1 million a day, I'm able to flip my mind into the future. And that's, I mean, raise your hand if this is making sense. What the $1 million a day does is, it's like the ultimate cleaning mechanism for your psychology. And here's what I want to do. Here's what I want to do. Because, well, raise your hand if you've done $1 million a day. Just raise your hand if you've done $1 million a day.
Oh my.
Okay, here's this is worth it. This is worth it. If you know how many years roughly in itemized procrastination that you wiped out in one day. I know one lady had like 94, itemized years. Meaning like this: if you meant to change the light bulb in that spare bedroom for 12 months, but you just haven't done it, and you do it, that counts as 12 months. Okay? Shani and I, we had our car paid off for 5 years. We never transferred the title. It's been on her mind roughly for 5 years. She transferred the title. That was 5 years. So here's what I want to do. We got to get back into Bonnie real quick, because this is important. But what I'm going to do is estimated years wiped out through the $1 million day. Let's go for 50 people, because I have no idea how many people actually on here have done it. But I will tell you, it's one of the most powerful things, and you become that hero. So here's what we want to see. Okay, here it is. Estimated amount of years when you did your $1 million day, and the most powerful part of it for you. Like literally, we've had people who said, I haven't talked to my dad in 4 years, and I've been procrastinating on it. I've meant to do it. I want to heal that relationship. This training actually caused me to talk to my dad for the first time in 4 years. I mean, we have stories that you wouldn't even believe them. But here's what I want. Estimated amount of years in procrastination you wiped out, itemized. And then the most powerful thing for you, we're going to go 50 people, and we're going to try to do it in less than 2 minutes. I'm going to start reading. Everybody ready? We are going live. Oh, Bonnie, kick it. All right, so here we go. You got this. This will be good. It might take a minute because you got to think on it. We're going to pin this post. Wait a minute. Yes. Will you unpin the current post? Yes.
I'm getting people that want to get Bonnie a little bit louder. They can't hear her good enough.
They want her louder?
They want her louder.
All right, here we go. Here we go. No, do it under this post. It's better under this post. 20 years, cleared my mind. 184 years, 87 years. Look at Bonnie. Look at her. Oh, man. Oh, I love Bonnie. All right, here we go. Back. All right, so we're at 13.5 years, 80 years, still working on it, 40 years, 145 years. Christine, she has an amazing story. Oh my gosh, here we go. $1 million day, here we go. Oh. Paula, Sandra, Laura, Bruno, Phil, 1 million years. Diane Ball, I love this. 75 years, 23 years, and I'm only 22. Hey, let me tell you what's really crazy. Christine, who, if you go up there, Christine Kameniak, you can find her. On her $1 million day, I go through stuff in your body that you just written off or whatever. And I think she can tell the story in her own words somewhere out there, but as I recall it, she was told as a little girl, like, you're just not going to be able to hear out of this year. It's kind of over. It's over. On this $1 million day, I literally say anything in your body, anything at all that's off, you just go get it checked out to see if you can get it fixed. Okay, we live in the most technologically, medically advanced era in the history of humanity. I said, go get it looked at. And what happened was she said, well, I'm going to go get my ear looked at. And she actually had a surgery. And it's kind of healing her hearing that she's had an issue with since being a little girl. And that, I mean, how is that worth $37 or $95 a month or whatever to learn this training? This training is unbelievable. And that's just one of many, many stories from the $1 million day. But I started living by this. Let's go for one more minute. I'm loving this. All right. 19 years, 60 years. Maddie, Cindy, 45 years. Now, some of you, it sounds crazy, but it really is. 5 years. Positive energy. The biggest thing was getting rid of all my old VHS tapes. 34 years, 11 years. Marcus, Daniel, Mark, Paula. You guys are awesome. We got 50 people yet? We got 50? 62? Oh, I love it. I love it. Keep going. The $1 million day. If you haven't done it, you have to do it. You have to do it. All right. Bonnie wants you to be a hero. She's looking for it.
We're over 80 comments already. That's awesome.
But here's the thing. What's cool is and I should have made a screenshot of it, but Vince, did you see one of our teammates posted that, her mom said she's got that spring in her step back and she's like the little girl that, she had. It was a beautiful post. And she was talking about how our content inside of what we do, and it's not just like make money because, there's a lot of fool's gold in making just money. There's a lot more to it. This $1 million day, I talked to somebody who is in a company that does about $250,000 a month. And I do some private coaching for just like dear friends of mine. And it's the least it is, it's about $1,000 an hour or less if you're a great friend. It's not public. I don't advertise it. But he makes some decent money. And we were talking yesterday, and he said, I need $1 million day. So he went from 80 grand in debt to financial freedom, and he cut his teeth on all the training that we have in our pro. Leadership branding, info blueprint, started to master webinars, and now he's a multiple six-figure earner. Got totally out of debt. And it's powerful stuff, but literally just yesterday he said, I need $1 million day. So these $1 million days, I started living by this, and what happened was I was freed from the past. I was literally freed from all the guilt and all the undone stuff in the past. I cut that off, and now my psychic energy got to go to the future. And from the future, you get to build a legacy. You don't get to build a legacy thinking about the past. So it's super, super key. That's number 3. Number 4.